One thing today we wanted to discuss is how being nice can ruin and affect your business. Hey there, this is attorney Sarah Holmes of Holmes Business Law PC. We are a business and trademark law firm that also offers general counsel subscription services to clients. Now, that might sound really crazy, like, oh my God, we have so many rude people in the world. Why would we not be nice? Like, how is that good for business? So first of all, what I want to make totally clear is there's a distinction between being kind and being nice. So I'm not saying be rude. I'm not saying be a terrible person when you run your business. I'm saying, though, there's something different between being nice and there's being kind. So the way that I see it is being nice is sort of the more passive aggressive. You are doing things, number one, out of a fear that people aren't going to like you if you have to say or do something certain. Number two, you are doing something because of a fear or avoidance of conflict. That's being nice. That's kind of sitting back and saying, oh yes, I'll do that. And then you're thinking in your head, oh my God, I don't want to do that at all. Why do I have to do that, right? Being kind is more being empathetic. Like, oh my God, all right, my employee called in today. They're having a really hard time. Yes, I'm going to extend them some kindness. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. We'll talk when you get back, right? That's being kind. Being nice is more like letting people run roughshod over you, take advantage of you, again, because you're really acting from a place of fear, a fear of people not liking you, and also from a place of avoidance, so an avoidance of conflict. And to really be successful in business, ultimately you have to get over those feelings and you have to say to yourself, all right, am I making this decision today from a place of wanting to be nice, meaning I want someone to like me and I want to avoid conflict, or am I making a decision from a place of objectivity, such as I can be direct and I can have a conversation with someone and not be passive aggressive about it. I don't have to be rude about it. I don't have to be mean, but I'm making a decision based on objective criteria for real policies I have in place, and I can't be worried about whether this person at the end of the day is going to like me or not. So a lot of places we see this pop up is with people that have employees and that people that have had employees for the first time. Often the mistake that they make is they want their employees to like them and they think of their employees as friends. And quite honestly, yes, you do want your employees to like you because you want them to like coming to work. You want them to stick around. You want to retain your employees, right? You don't want them to quit. But at the same time, you have to be careful that that's holding you back from enforcing things that you really need to enforce when you're in this employer-employee relationship with people. So number one is like your employees really can't be your friends on some level because you have to hold them accountable for things that you need to get done in your business. So for example, if you in your business, this is something we see all the time. Let's say you own a business and it's open to the public and your employees are expected to come in at a certain time every day and leave at a certain time and perform a certain number of duties during the day. And let's say you have one or two employees that don't do those things. They come in late or they leave early without justification. Now, I'm not talking about, something happened in their personal life, they're sick or anything like that. That's a different story. I'm just talking about habitually that this is how these people perform in your business. They come in late, they don't do what they're supposed to do. And these are documented procedures and processes you have in your business, right? Instead of you as the business owner telling them each time, hey, look, like you came in late today without a justifiable excuse or reason, we can't have that. I need you adhering to these policies. Oftentimes, certain people will let that go and they'll seethe inside in a passive aggressive way and think to themselves, oh, this employee sucks. They're not doing a good job. Like, what do I do? I'm paying them all this money and now all of a sudden they're not performing what they're supposed to be doing. Where we see this come out as a huge problem later on is that business owner might call us 6 months later and say, hey, I have this really terrible, horrible employee. They don't do anything they're supposed to do. They're late. They leave early. I need to fire them. How do I fire them? The first thing we ask is, where have you been documenting all along that this person's not following your written policies or procedures? And sometimes the answers we get are, number one, I don't have any written policies or procedures. And number two, I haven't been documenting any of this stuff. I might be noticing it and maybe once in a while I say something to the employee or maybe like I type it in an email, but ultimately like we find out that they haven't been saying anything to the employees about policy violations because number one, they're afraid of the conflict and number two, they're afraid of not being liked anymore. You really have to get over that situation, especially if you're going to have employees. Now, this also sometimes comes into play with clients that have contracts with other people, with vendors, or maybe they have clients that aren't paying them. And we'll say to them, hey, why didn't you enforce this contract sooner? Why didn't you say to them, you can't pay me 30 days late, that the contract says you have to pay within 10 days? And again, it goes back to conflict avoidance and wanting to be liked by other people. In both of these instances, being nice is something that can really harm your business and hold it back from success. Think, be kind nice, be empathetic, don't be rude, but nice might not get you very far. If you need additional business help, feel free to reach out to our office, 215-482-0285. You can also download our business checklist available in the link below. Thanks.